This is a system I installed a few years ago, and got a call that tank alarm's on. Sure enough, it ain't. So I'm gonna get this thing open up, see what we can find. All right, so it appears we don't have any pump power. Yep. So I'm gonna get my voltmeter. I'll check some voltages, see what we got. Got a little bit of dead ants in there too, so that might have a factor. So I have to get with the homeowner and see if they can find a breaker for me, because let's see, ground to line 1 on the pump side, got nothing. And obviously the alarm circuit is working, so, and nothing. Yep. So we don't have any incoming power, so I'm gonna have to go here, find a disconnect, or not disconnect, but breaker, because I verified we are in high water, so the pump has not been running at all. Alright, so I just met the homeowner, went to the garage. Septic pump breaker was in the trip position, so I reset it, and it tripped again within like 3 seconds. So there's got to be something going on down here, and this switch is actually off. So with the line power coming in on the pump side, may have something else going on in here. So I'm gonna get these wires taken off and see if I can't isolate an issue. Alright, so now I got those taken off and separated. I'm gonna go up here and turn the breaker back on and see if it trips again. If it trips again, then that tells me there's an issue between the breaker and the control panel down there. And if there is, then they're gonna have to get with an electrician to repair that. Alright, so I'm back up here at the garage. There's my breaker, septic pump, 20 amp on. Okay, it didn't trip, so I'm gonna go back down with my hot gloves and temporarily just hold those wires onto those lugs with my hands and see if, either arcs or holds steady. If it holds steady, I'm gonna cut those wires and put fresh copper on the lugs. And then get it from there. Alright, now to check power. I'm gonna take that neutral, bend it out of the way, and get this one down. So I'm gonna go to ground. It's kind of hard to do this one-handed. I know this panel looks bad. It really does. I hate that. But this site wasn't the best for me, but I had to use what I had at the time. Alright, so and 125 volts to the pump circuit, and the breaker does not trip. So I'm going to check this neutral to common, make sure it's not wire 220, which it obviously didn't look like it was, but you never know. Alright, so we got that. I'm going to check ground and neutral. Ground and neutral, nothing. Alright, cool. It's not wire 220, which is great, because that pump is not 220. So now I'm going to see if I can't. You know what? I'm actually going to just get my. Sorry about that. I'm going to get my wire strippers and kind of trim this wire back a little bit. Give it some fresh copper, because that looks I think it's got some, I can't tell if that's arcing or not, but the installation doesn't show it has any heat on it, but I'm going to do that anyway. So I'll be right back. Oh, come on. Better yet, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put some terminals on here, because that way I ain't got to fight that anymore. I'm going to see if I still can't clean up some of these ants out of here too. That sucks. Alright, so now I got power hooked back up now. I didn't see any other bare spots on the wires or anything. Nothing arced when I hooked it back up. So I'm going to, I need to find that pump wire, which is right there. Let me get the amp clamp on that. Well, I could put the amp clamp on. No, I'll just clamp it on the pump wire directly. I ain't gotta fight anything else. So, let's see. Set this to amp. Perfect. Then clamp that on there. Alright, let's do this. Flip on auto. Nothing. Nothing. Why don't I have any? I may have a bad breaker. It's not making any sense. Power tripped again. I don't have any power down here again. Let me unhook this yet again. And then let's go reset the breaker again. Alright, so I think I've got a bad breaker because I'm holding my test leads to the wire and then to the ground. I have 125 volts. And as soon as I touch the lug of the control panel, it just drops to 0. So let me pull this terminal block off of here and make sure the back of it ain't arcing out or something, because it's shorting out that breaker in there for some reason. Like I said, the breaker could be bad or not, or could be bad. I'm not quite sure just yet. So, alright, so everything on the back of that terminal block is good. There's no arcing or anything like that. So let me make a quick phone call and then we have to swap the breaker out with a spare one. Alright, so I made a phone call to the engineer that built this place. I found a spare 20-amp breaker in the bottom right there. Got the old one out. I'm going to pop this new one in and see if we got the same problem. If we got the same problem, I'm going to have to figure out what I have to do after that. So, get that baby in there and I'll meet you back down in the yard. I'm going to figure this out. So, I got this thing on hand and I have nothing. There's nothing down here. That could be an issue that I seen, and it tripped again. So, like I said, I have this thing on hand, and I'm gonna go upstairs and turn that breaker on with the amp clamp on it and see what happens. So, flip the breaker on. I'm down to that. So, go back down here and see if the pump's running, because that really does not. So that pump should be maybe a 1 or 2 amp draw, maybe. Oh man, it's really bothering me. This is bothering me. I feel like it's almost got a feed problem, but it didn't trip when I turned it on. So let's just see what happens. See what we got. Still no pump light. Still no pump light. Pump's not running. Nothing. I wonder if this blasted thing done tripped again. That's right, the blasted thing done tripped again. So let me leave that on hand, and I'm gonna go back up there with my actual cables and watch the power coming out of that breaker. Oh man. Alright, so what I figured out was there's a fault between here and the breaker box, because like I said, I can disconnect that, no amp draw, no anything. So looking at it realistically of hooking, let me just try one thing. Let me do this. No, never mind, that's going to do the same thing. Alright, so I'm going to temporarily take a jumper from the alarm to the pump control. So, because it's not working out. So I put the alarm line in on the pump line in, and it worked. It worked. Pump down. We're good to go. So the moment I went to put it back on the pump control circuit, it tripped out. So that's what I've determined right now, and I've talked to the builder. He is aware, and he has talked to the electrician. So right now it's in the hands of the electrician. Alright, so I have figured it out. So obviously this is on and nothing. So I test wire power there, I have nothing. So I come around over here and I find the little junction box that they use to make power go places. So I confirm, because what maybe gave suspicion was at the breaker box I have a 12-2, which is a yellow Romax feeding from the breaker. So, but down there I have a gray underfeeder type wire. So I'm like, so there's something in between. There's got to be a junction box somewhere to change that wire over, and I was right. So it's not your traditional disconnect, but I mean I get what they did here. So they have the alarm and the pump circuit run in the same box. So this, let's see, this lighter underfeeder there is the pump circuit. I think it's got to be 12-2. So the alarm is 14, which is 15 amp, and the yellow 12 is 20 amp. So I have disconnected the pump side and tested voltage, and I have 125 volts. So the moment I connect these together, I still have 125 volts. So I go down to the panel, and I have nothing. So there's a problem between here and underground through to the control panel. So at this point, it is the electrician's, and I'm going to relay this to the homeowner, and that'll be it for me. So in the meantime, I'm going to put a jumper on the, I'm going to put a jumper over on the, from the alarm circuit to the pump, and we'll go from there. So that's it. I guess that's it for this endeavor. I'll keep y'all updated on the next future projects. Thanks. Alright, sorry I kind of cut short, but anyway, this is my final ending of this. So, I did verify that there is a problem between this control panel and what's underground to the wall box. So, yeah, that's it. I feel 100% on that matter, and I will I've let the homeowner, he is aware, the builder's aware, and is in contact with the electrician. So I'm going to write a little note to put it here, and that way there's no confusion when the electrician tries to, put all this back together. I'm going to tell him just to take off this jumper wire. That's all. So other than that, the system is pumped down, and it is switched to auto. Like I said, I'm going to write this note, and that's it for me. I'm done with this one. See ya later. Just like, subscribe, share if you need to. Anyway, later.